10 Best Isekai Anime and Manga Set in Otome Games. The simple Isekai theme has evolved into a never-expanding genre, and Otome narratives are one of the newer additions to its expansive landscape. Otome games are dating sims, where the main character has various routes that end up with different love interests. Otome Isekai Anime and Manga take up this very premise but with a touch of Isekai reincarnation. Most Otome Isekai narratives follow a similar pattern, with the protagonist being reincarnated into the body of either the game's main character or the villainess. Since Otome games follow a preset conclusion, these reincarnated characters are in a race against time to alter the game's ending and save themselves from doom. With such a novel premise, Otome Isekai Anime and Manga have become the next big thing within the Isekai landscape. 10. I'm in love with the villainess. Ray is an avid fan of the dating sim revolution, but instead of focusing on the game's male love interests, Ray turns towards the romantic rival and villainess of the story, Clara Francois. Burnt out and overwhelmed, Ray peacefully passes away one night, but as she opens her eyes once more, the golden-haired villainess stands before her. Realizing that she has been reincarnated into her favorite Otome game, Ray jumps at the opportunity to profess her undying love for the villainess. I'm in love with the villainess stands out among the Otome Isekai landscape with its novel take, and the anime's girls' love theme further adds nuance to the narrative. 9. I'm the villainess, so I'm taming the final boss. After regaining her memories, Aileen Lauren Dautriche realizes that she has been reincarnated into an Otome rebounds per game. Knowing that her character is destined to be slayed by Claude, the Demon Lord, Aileen begins to take a few countermeasures to alter her fate. Instead of staying away from Claude, Aileen tries to tame the Lord of Demons with her seductive charm. I'm the villainess, so I'm taming the final boss features an amusing take on the Isekai Otome premise with Aileen and Claude's intriguing romance. 8. Trapped in a dating sim, the world of Otome games is tough for mobs. Most Otome Isekai narratives tend to feature the standard reincarnated villainous premise, but Trapped in a Dating Sim, the world of Otome games is tough for mobs takes a slightly different approach. After being blackmailed to play an Otome game, the series' protagonist finds himself reincarnated in the very same game as a mob character. Being a mob character named Leon Fubart, the odds are heavily stacked against the protagonist, and the only way for him to survive is by using his knowledge of the game to beat the system. The anime throws in all sorts of absurdities, with mecha robots and duels also making their way into the premise. 7. Villainous Level 99, I may be the hidden boss but I'm not the Demon Lord. After being reincarnated in the Otome rebounds per game Light Magic and a hero, Yumi Ila finds herself as the game's final boss. Despite having the role of a villainess, Yumi Ila decides to lay low to live a peaceful life in the game, yet she unknowingly overachieves to level 99, far above the level 10 cap. Suspicions rise as Yumi Ila almost gets mistaken for the Demon Lord. However, her impressive level is enough on its own to cause several deviations in the game's narrative. True to its namesake, Villainous Level 99, I may be the hidden boss but I'm not the Demon Lord follows Yumi Ila's plight as her attempts to evade suspicions of being the boss constantly fail. 6. My next life as a villainess, all routes lead to doom. True to its namesake, My Next Life as a Villainess, All Routes Lead to Doom follows an Otome villainess whose fate in the game is destined for doom. Regaining her past life's memories, Katarina Clays realizes that every single route within the game leads to the villainous grave fate. Now, Katarina must use her knowledge of the game to find a way to alter its ending. In the process of changing her fate, Katarina begins to thrive as the villainess, possibly changing the game's preset conclusion once and for all. 5. Accomplishments of the Duke's Daughter. While most Isekai Otome manga are set in the early phases of the game, Accomplishments of the Duke's Daughter starts off right at the villainous final condemnation. With knowledge of the game's events, Iris successfully convinces the Duke to grant her the role as the acting Lord of Armelia before she can be banished to the church forever. With this premise, Accomplishments of the Duke's Daughter foregoes the usual Otome tropes for a narrative that focuses on nation-building, political intrigue, and resource management. The manga presents a rather mature take on the Otome Isekai theme, especially with its focus on philosophical elements. 4. I'll become a villainess that will go down in history. The more of a villainess I become, the more the prince will dote on me. I'll become a villainess that will go down in history is another Isekai villainous manga that subverts expectations with a main character that takes the role of being a villainess rather earnestly. Despite being a wicked villainess of an Otome game, Alicia has one staunch admirer, a young girl who ends up transmigrating into her body after a freak accident. While the title may present the manga as a more romance-centered narrative, I'll Become a Villainess That Will Go Down in History explores all sorts of themes, with a focus on political intrigue and royal drama. With its novel premise, layered characters, and vivid art style, the manga certainly does its Otome theme justice. 3. With one day left I'll break all the destruction flags, serves you right. RDA 24-hour record. Just before the day Alexandra is supposed to be condemned for her villainy, she regains her memories and realizes that she has been reincarnated into the game as the villainess in an Otome game. With just 24 hours left to reroute the course of the game, Alexandra is in a race against time to right her wrongs. With one day left I'll break all the destruction flags, serves you right. RDA 24-hour record is confined to only 3 volumes in total. Despite a shorter storyline, the manga feels complete and whole, without compromising on the narrative. 2. The most heretical last boss queen, from villainess to savior. Pride is a cruel ruler in an Otome game, but she eventually meets her doom after being slain by her own people. To take the fallen ruler's place, a Japanese high school girl is transmigrated into the game as the new Pride. With previous knowledge of the game, the new Pride is hell-bent on mending her predecessor's wrongs. However, each time she tries to deviate from her villainous role, the game corrects itself. The most heretical last boss queen, from villainess to savior takes on the Isekai villainous premise but with a wholesome twist. 1. The one within the villainess. Isekai villainous manga tend to follow the tried and tested doomed protagonist trope, yet the one within the villainess pleasantly surprises its readers with its refreshing twist. When the reincarnated villainess fails to change course and ends up dying, the original villainess of the game reawakens, vowing to exact revenge on all those who took part in the reincarnated girl's condemnation. As a first within the Otome Isekai space, the one within the villainous narrative engages readers from the get-go. With Remilia hell-bent on revenge, the manga delves into all manner of dark themes, though these subtexts are exactly what cause the manga to stand out.
Hello. Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to like and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for future content, comment and let me know. I know many are not comfortable with AI art, but I am saving to gather supplies to delve into other art styles. It will take time, but I am hoping to get into resin, woodworking, and metalworking. All I ask, please enjoy my videos.